to be fixing up this drywall patch job up here. So I'm going to be showing you how to put on mud, how to tape on the flat, and tape an inside corner bead. And first we're going to go over the tools here. So there's only really basic stuff you need. You need drywall compound. So you can buy a little tub, you can buy big tubs, you can buy powder, and you can mix it yourself. For your general DIY home projects, just get a little tub because that way you can use it up and it won't dry up. This is dust control mud, and so this means when you go to sand your mud, it's not going to create as much dust, and the dust is going to fall straight down instead of wafting into the air and getting all over everything that your entire area. So you can already see we've cleared off this kitchen space. I laid down some plastic. We're just going to be mudding today, so there's not going to be any particulates in the air, so you don't need to worry about eye protection or the respirator or anything. There's some basic tools you're going to need. I've got all the tools really that you could possibly need, and then I'll show you the basic bare minimum that you need. So we'll start with a drywall trough. You don't exactly need a trough, but it's convenient because then you can hold it in your hand and you can apply mud and you can have it readily accessible instead of trying to get into a big container with various trowels or knives, as they're commonly known. So there's two varieties. You get a stainless steel or an aluminum knife, or you can get these plastic knives. You can get these in a kit. The problem with these is that as you're working and as you're applying onto uneven surfaces, the plastic is soft and the edges get chewed up. So these are all chewed up already. And so what you're going to find is as you use these, you're going to leave streaks in your drywall, so you're going to have a really hard time doing a finish coat or a skim coat with a plastic trowel or knife. This one's got some huge chunks out of it. So that's why I recommend go out, spend $10 and get a metal one. You get a nice flat edge, it's always going to be perfectly straight and flat. It's a lot stronger than drywall, so it won't get chipped or damaged. And I like these because they got good flex in them. This is a 6-inch, and then I've got a 14-inch. This is for a wider skim coat. We probably won't even use this today. We definitely won't use it today, probably won't use it for this project because it's wider than any of the surfaces we need to cover. Then you'll need tape. There's two kinds of tape. This is a fiberglass based mesh tape, which is an adhesive on the back. So it'll stick to the wall, which means you can stick it right on immediately before applying mud. And then there's the classic paper tape, which I actually prefer. You're going to want to use this for your inside corners, and you need to put tape on or mud on the wall first before using paper tape. So we're going to go ahead and start. So the other thing I forgot to mention, this is an 8-inch trowel. You'll notice the difference. This has a 90-degree angle in the corner, which means if I wanted to, I can use it to get up into a corner. This one also has a 90-degree, but you can see it's cut back. So you'll find some that are cut back like that. You can't use this in a corner because it won't actually cover the whole corner because it's not a 90-degree angle. So that's where you use, I really like inside corner trowels. You definitely can finish it. Okay, it's recording. Okay, hello and welcome to another YouTube video. It requires more skill and it takes longer. So the corner trowel is great. Again, there's plastic corner trowels, which I don't like at all. So to get started, grab your mud. I'm going to use these plastic ones just to transfer it into my little Okay, so you're going to load up your trough with plenty of mud. Now this stuff is thick. It usually comes thick in the bucket, so you can mix it with water. I'm just going to go ahead and use it just because, but generally, especially when you're using tape, it's easier to have a thinner mud, like as in more watery, because then you can put it underneath your tape and then you can get it out from underneath your tape. You'll see what I'm talking about just in a second. We'll start with my shorter knife, the 6-inch, and just get some mud so it's up in these areas. And you can see here, so we've already patched this drywall. What happened here was there was some water leakage, so this is where the plumber got in to access, just to see where the plumbing was. So that's what we've patched up. And there's a little gap between the height of the drywall in here and out here, so that's going to need to be feathered out so that it looks even. So once you get the mud on there, take a bunch of it off, because we don't need much. And I'm going to go ahead and get mud on everything, because otherwise it's more of a pain to put mud on an adjacent spot to where you've already taped, because the tape will get moved around, and then it's just going to make your life harder. And you can, in this case, we've got a textured ceiling. So this is the California ceiling, or sanded ceiling, I don't actually know. You can sand down the texture, that's not necessary because we're gonna end up putting new texture back onto here out of a spray can. Don't worry about going past the edges and excess mud for now, that's fine. And you can also see up there's a bit of a gap. So the drywall could have been tighter up in that gap. But we're just going to fix that with the tape. Just make sure there's mud in there, there's no actual holes. And now, we'll start down here, measure out a piece of tape. And then the way to cut, easiest way to cut your tape is you use one of your knives and you hold it against a flat surface and then rip the tape off. You don't want to rip it with your fingers because you'll never get a straight edge and it's not going to finish well. So I'm going to lay down my tape, and you have to make sure that there's mud. See, there's no mud under this corner. There has to be mud under all of the tape, because essentially the tape won't stick and it'll start to peel off at that corner, and then all the tape will peel off. See, this mud should be thicker. Then what I do next is put a little bit more mud on there and squeeze it out. So now what you're doing is pulling all the mud out, the excess mud, drywall compound, we call it mud, out from underneath the tape. You want to be careful about not wrinkling the tape, because as soon as you get a wrinkle in it, that's a huge pain. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the inside corner up here. So same thing, measure out a piece, rip it, and now what you do is you fold it on the seam, and that creates your angle. So now you fit this right into there where you want it. And I run my finger down the middle, make sure it's seated well, and run your fingers down at both sides to get them flat, because this is where if your tape's going to wrinkle, it's going to wrinkle on the inside corner. And then I'm going to grab just my regular 6-inch knife, get a little bit of mud on there. Again, you're pulling mud out from underneath the tape, whatever's extra, you want it to be nice and tight against there. See that wrinkle? That's what we don't want, because that'll show up. Okay, and next, I'm going to slap some more mud on there. I'm going to leave that for now, finish putting my tape on, and then come back with the inside corner trowel. And just to show you, I'll do some of the fiberglass tape as well up top here. Now this stuff is harder to cut. You can do it the same way, or you can use a knife. Some people prefer this stuff because you don't even have to put mud underneath it before you start, and then it sticks better in place because the mud is going all the way through it. But either one is fine. But you're going to want to tape the inside corners because you can bend this, but I find it doesn't maintain its shape, and you'll end up with sort of a rounded corner, and then could crack after that. The other thing to consider is you can use like a sheetrock 45 or sheetrock 150 or 90, and what those are is they're quick set compounds. So a sheetrock 150, it'll set up in 150 minutes. So you get 2.5 hours. And sheetrock 90, an hour and a half. Sheetrock 45, you get 45 minutes. A sheetrock 20, you only get 20 minutes. So that stuff's gonna set up really fast. And here you're gonna see my tapes. You don't really want it to overlap because then it's gonna be thicker there, but you want to make sure you got tape everywhere. And just because I got paper down here, I'll just keep going with the paper. It's a little long. The tape won't stick to itself as well as it'll stick just to the wall. That's short. Now you don't have to go out and get a measuring tape, right? You just line this up. That's fine. Now with these short pieces, I'm gonna push down up top here because I don't want it to slide out of place. And I'm gonna switch, I'm gonna hold the bottom, and I'm gonna go up with my trowel while holding the bottom because it's easy to pull your tape out of place. It's easier just to get it right from the start. Here, because this stuff's more adhesive, it's less likely to slide out of place because the mud really keeps it there. And your first coat is just going to be a thin coat. All you're doing with the first coat is getting the tape to stay on the wall. And the reason why you tape your joints is because in any house structure, you get what's called heaving. So you get compression and expansion. So right now it's cold out, it's minus 10 degrees Celsius, you know, that's 15 Fahrenheit. So this house contracts in the cold weather. When it gets warm out in summertime, or even during the day, it's going to expand. So it's not much, it might be 1/8 of an inch, it might be 1/16 of an inch, but your house is shifting all the time. So when you got a solid sheet of drywall up on the ceiling, an 8-foot sheet, that's not a problem. But when you've got a joint in it, and you've got that expansion and contraction, if there's just mud in there, the mud's going to crack because it doesn't have any give. The mud's it's solid. So the tape, the whole point of tape is to prevent cracks in your drywall. So now you can see I've got my corner trowel, and I already put mud up on this tape, and there's enough mud up there to keep it that I can spread out. And I'm going to start from that end. I'm going to take the excess mud off my corner trowel, come at it from the other side because I don't want to pull that tape. Here we've got a lot of intersections where tape is meeting, so I'm trying not to mess up. If you're having a hard time, then just do one joint at a time. So maybe do the flats and then come back the next day and do the inside corner. If you're thinking you're going to have a hard time, or if you are having a hard time, you just wait for it to dry and then it's not going to give you any trouble. So just touch that up there. Don't worry if it's not very neat, because all this, so everything in here, you might be able to see this is a little bit lower than out here. So we're going to need to fill that in anyways to keep it flush. So it doesn't matter if there's lines in there or whatever, that's all going to get covered with mud anyways. So it doesn't have to be perfect, not on this coat. So try not to touch it up too much because what ends up happening is you just mess it up more. So I'm happy with it like that. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And That's it for now. We're gonna let this dry, come back and do coat number 2. Okay, so here I already put the tape on the wall. If you have trouble, you can't put tape on a joint, you probably shouldn't be doing this. You can call me if within a reasonable distance, and maybe I'll help you out. You just put the tape on there, put a little bit of mud on it, just put it down. Remember, thin coats, if you do, it's much more preferable to do 3 or even 4 thin coats than it is to do a thick coat and have to sand it or have to knock it down and then end up sanding, because sanding is the worst. Because if you do it right, you do your thin coats, you do your skim coat, and there's very, very minimal sanding. You're only sanding to make it a smooth surface. You're not actually removing a large amount of material. And if you're doing this for money, then you're going to lose money sanding because it's a lot of labor and then it's a lot of cleanup. It's a huge mess. It's a health hazard. So thin coats are your friend.
Do you see the ads for Drywall Z Super?
What? Is it a movie?
No, it's a new series.
What? They've made a new Dragon Ball Z series?
Yeah,
the cartoon?
It's called Drywall Super.
Is it still really like...
Yeah, it's the same anime.
Man!
Yeah.
Dude, we should just play zombies and film us playing. Yes. So good. Dude, the reflection of like a DSLR, like while you're filming something, automatically makes you a pro videoer. Instead of just like your phone, it's like, whoa, that guy's holding a DSLR. He must know exactly what he's doing. Oh, food's ready. How long do you think it's gonna be before you can record smells?
Smells?
Yeah, smells.
Have you seen that Futurama episode where it
releases them?
Have you seen the Futurama episode where the Doctor develops a telescope that for smells?
Oh. Like some banana?
Yeah.
What is it? Let me get a slow pan. I think this looks better in a video than in real life. Can you tell me about this waffle maker?
It's a state-of-the-art element of your cuisine.
Dude.
Some may even call it Cuisinart.
We should just do reviews of everything in the house. Like a television. And we can do a video on how to use the features. And this fridge.
The stainless steel Kenmore fridge delivers all your ice and water needs while providing you with a sleek decoration for your home to